Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, May 25th, 2021. We are again in the final hour of the trading day. As you know, the final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. I say this because at the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions that come in. They're dealing with the most money. They have very smart people. They have the best information. They have the best technology, and they take control away from the day traders and the algorithms at the end of the day. And I consider it the most valid price to make your buying and selling decisions for your swing trades. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Appreciate you spending your time here, and I hope by investing your time here, you are learning some good things about trading and investing. Currently, the Dow Jones is down 70 points, down 0.21%. The NASDAQ is down 12, down 0.09, and the S&P is down 10. So we are red across the board now on all the indexes. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we are going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. After that, we are going to take a look at a couple day trades I had today, kind of a strange day trading day, and then we're going to go over to the board and we're going to take a look at my students' positions, talk about when they bought them, why they bought them, and see how those trades are doing. After that, we're going to talk about trader psychology, most important part of trading, everybody, without a doubt, the most important part of trading. You have to learn how to trade, you need to learn about support, resistance levels, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to follow the plan that you've created in the first place, and that is the tough part. So we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. Hopefully that will be of use to you. It always is for me. After that, I have gone down through the results of, my watch list. I have gone down through results of Kamal Scanner. I do have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement, I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Number 2, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1, very important. And number 3, you have to have a complete trading plan. You have to know what the market volatility is. You have to position size accordingly to that market volatility. You have to know what your emergency stop is. You have to know where your end of day stop is. You have to know where your intraday profit targets are. You have to know where significant resistance levels are going to be. And you have to have a good, valid, principled trailing stop methodology or rules so that if you do have a profitable trade, you do not give it all back. All right. So, bearing in mind those 3 requirements, I have gone down through the results, Kamal Scanner and my watch list. I have identified some potential end of day trades. We'll have to see how things close at the end of the day. And if I find something at the end, I will buy it. If it meets those requirements, I'll buy it right before the close of the market. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to do that for you as well. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the close of the market, I'm happy to look at those. Just go ahead, type them in the live stream chat, and I will do my very best to get to them before the close of the market. All right, so that, and lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits that they're going to be making before the close, if you could please wait till the market's closed before you tell me about them, and that way I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, pressure's off, all that good stuff. All right, so I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's take a look and see who is here today. Let me make sure I have my microphone on. I do. Lova is here. Nice to see you, Lova. Lova, happy Trash Day Eve, everyone. Oh, deep pull. Deep pull from Lova. Lova's talking about if your garbage is being collected tomorrow morning, make sure you put it out tonight. I always seem to forget. That's why I remind myself on this podcast. That's really good, Lova. That's great. Thank you, buddy. Dan is here. Hi, Greg and the Gregorians. Nice to see you, Dan. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Tracy is here. Hello, everyone. You know, Tracy, I wanted to let you and Paxton know how impressed I've been with your trades lately. They are very, very good trades. I've been watching them carefully, and you really are implementing everything that you learned in the lesson. So I'm proud of both of you. Good to see you, Tracy. Gary is here. Hey, Gary, good to see you, bud. Hello, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Mr. Gary. David says, hello, Gregorian traders. Hello, David. It's nice to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well in the family as well. There's Packy. Good to see you, Pax. And congratulations again to you and Tracy on the great trading. I've been really, really impressed by the two of you. Excuse me. Sorry. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Hope you're having a good day. Always an honor, always a privilege to have you here, my friend. And thank you for everything that you do for this channel. I always appreciate it, and I know everyone else does as well. Johnson Samuel is here. Hello, Greg and all. Hello, Johnson. Nice to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. There's Tony. Tony, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Lova says ZTO, higher low V1 with support at 200 SMA and 50 RSI. Weekly has support at the 50 RSI and the 50 SMA. Looks chasey, but it's in the value zone on both time frames. So proud of Lova, man. I mean, when I hear you break these down, it's just like I'm listening to myself break it down. Let's take a look. All right, here's ZTO. Yeah, it's a bit chasey. In my opinion, it is a V2. We did bounce off the 200-day moving average. We're getting close to the 1 ATR channel. I agree that that's a little chasey. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly had a 520 crossover. I don't know how that back test, but yeah, my gut feeling when I look at this is it's chasey. You know, it's a great setup. There's no doubt, but remember, we can have great setups, but we always have to kind of at the very end of the day look at the risk to reward, right? To me, that's the defining criteria. And then also the weekly. Lova says ASO return to values 3 days sideways, V2 above 50 SMA and 50 RSI. Weekly has a long uptrend at 5 EMA support with the V1. Oh, this looks promising. Oh, this was the one that we talked about yesterday. Then it gapped, came down. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put this on the board because if it triggers that V2, re-triggers it, I love it, honestly. The weekly holding support at the 5 EMA, like you said. Let me go over here and do some math, Lova. You know I love to do math. Not really. All right. All right, I did some math. I don't do math. I'm not going to burn calories on math unless it looks good. And this could end up good. Close there, 33.78. It's going to have to close above 33.78. It has enough volume. All right. Okay. ASO was the pick from yesterday. Oh, yes, that's right. I just mentioned that. Frank, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate everything that you do for this channel. Great poem yesterday. Sorry it broke me into a million pieces. It was awesome, though. Thank you, Frank. You are the poet master for sure. Kamal is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, Kamal. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate everything you do for this channel. Also appreciate your friendship, buddy. You know that. Steve says, Snow and Nvidia both reporting earnings after the close. I will be out of both before tomorrow's close. Okay. All right. So Steve has Snow and Nvidia, but he is going to get out of both of them tomorrow before the earnings because both are tomorrow after the close. All right. Lova says, Gregorians would drive up a stock price a full ATR in a buying frenzy if Greg ever looked at a chart and said, holy hamburgers, let me do a little math. Hey, you switched holy to holy. I didn't have the heart to tell you it was spelled wrong, but you got it now. It wasn't holy like all of it. It was holy like you spelled it, Holy. I didn't have the math, but you figured it out. Or I didn't have the heart, but you figured it out anyway. Good to see you, Leva. Leva says it would already be above the value zone before Greg had a chance to buy it himself. I've noticed that, actually. I definitely have noticed that. I'm usually the last one to buy, but then again, that's fine because I wait till the end of the day. All right, well, here we go. Let's take a look. AGQ. AGQ. Gary and I bought AGQ, which is double leveraged silver, return to value, sideways motion on the weekly bars. This has been a long trade, but it's been going up. That's why I've kept it. V2, false breakout to the downside, under 50, over 50, SMA, moved up, lost the 50 RSI. I sold half here, but fortunately I kept the other half. Moving up nicely. It's up 3.42% this week. And the total trade itself looks like it's 17.96%. So been a good trade. APPN. David, Lilia, Jonathan, and I did buy APPN at 83.84. It's 83.50. So is down a little bit. It's down 0.7% today, is down on the day, down on the trade, have not hit any profit targets, but it is holding the 30 RSI. Dash, weekly trade on Dash. Steve bought it at 139.80 with a 520 crossover on the daily at 139.80. It's 136.32. So that one's down. I also bought it along with Tracy, Paxton, and Jonathan at 137.48. It's 136.29. So this also down on the weekly trade slightly. My end of week stop here is going to be $129 come Friday if it closes below there, my end of week stop. So that one's down on the day and also down on the trade. MSTR, Gary, Tracy, Lilia, and I bought MSTR at 454.92 with a confluence of signals of an under 30, over 30, and under 200, over 200. Moved up nicely the first day, took some profits. I think that's the only profits I've had, but it is up. It is up 0.95% today, and the trade is up 4.73%. So it was green, red earlier in the day. It did go green, so that's a good sign there. PKI. It looks like one position is weekly, one position is daily. David and I bought PKI at 141.02. It's currently 142.83. It is down 1.34% on the week, but it is up 1.3% on the trade. Roku, I took a half a position in Roku yesterday. Frank also took a half a position. Paxton looks like he took a full position. We bought it at 347.48. This morning, I was fortunate enough to hit one profit target at the very, very top, which I'm really glad, and that's why I like to use profit targets to get out on any strength, even if the day reverses like this has. So one profit target, 356.47. It is down slightly, 0.41%. I bought this with the 520 crossover, so slightly down on the trade, but I will be keeping this trade here. SPY, of course, I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing in the morning. This worked out well. I bought it at 419.17. I sold it at the open 420.33. So 4 gaps in a row to the upside on the overnight SPY trade. Again, 419.17 was the entry, out at 420.33 on the exit. Teradyne, Jonathan bought a half position, Gary bought a half position, David bought a half position, Paxton bought a position, I bought a half a position as well. Here with the 520 crossover, I bought it at 127.70. I did hit one profit target today at 129.91 when it was up, I think, 2%, something like that, but I did get rid of 10% of my position up there at profitable levels, which is good, because if it does come down, obviously I'm going to lose money on the trade, but less money than I would have because I locked in profits at profitable levels and reduced my position size. So if we do get a move back down, it will mitigate that loss. But this one is up on the day so far with 520 cross and up on the trade. UNG is a monthly trade. Longer term trade here, David, Tracy, and Paxton, we bought it at 10.52. It's currently 10.49, so it is down 3 cents on the trade. I will make my end of month decisions at the end of the month. And Twitter, all right, we have a bunch of us in Twitter. We have Miko, Gary, David got out of a third yesterday, Tracy and Paxton, Kamal, and myself. We did buy Twitter with this close back above the 200-day moving average at 52.58, moved up, hit some profit targets, came down, tested the 200, held above, continued to hold the trade. Big up day yesterday, hit some profit targets. I can't remember how many, and it is up today as well. So this has been a really nice trade. This trade so far, entry to current price 7.89%. It has moved 1.5 ATR from my entry, so I am in trailing stop mode as well. All right, let's look at Apple. I want to show you the day trades. This has been a frustrating day trading day for sure. Essentially break even, a lot of work for break even. I'll show you the first trades. Here we go. We had a close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. All right. I bought it here at 126.97. Next bar moved up strongly. I sold half at 127.11. Then it came back down, closed underneath my end of day stop or end of bar stop, which is the 200. So I made from here to here, lost from here to here, almost exactly break even, but at least I'm glad that I sold the half that I needed to sell when I did it. And this is going to be like Groundhog Day all through the trades, the day trades today. Then I bought here. We had this big strong move up. I didn't want to chase it. I wanted to see if we'd get a pullback, giving a better risk to reward ratio. I did buy it intra-bar. I didn't wait. I bought it intra-bar here at 126.88. Then it closed at 126.97. I sold half on that same bar. Continued up. I didn't take any profits here, and then we got a close below the 200-day moving average. So exactly the same as the one before. I made money on half, lost money on half, almost exactly even on both of those trades. I also do have a swing trade position on Apple as well, and I did. Sorry, let me get rid of these lines. All right, the swing trade's working out. Bought this deep dip buy with the rejection of the 200-day. I bought it at 122.60. Moved up nicely. Moved 1.5 ATR some entry, then had a close below the previous day's low. I sold half here at about 124.95. The second leg has moved up. Got very close to a profit target today, did not quite get it, and Apple is down 62 cents, but down on the day, but up on the trade, up 3.03% so far. Qs. Here we go again. I took the higher low V1 on the Qs. We closed below the value zone. We went into the value zone. We had a higher low V1. I bought at 332.61. I took half profits at the close of the next 25-minute bar at 332.93. And then the next bar closed below halfway the washout bar. So you can see I made from here to here and lost from here to here. This one was slightly positive. So tough day trading today, just kind of like watching paint dry. And then, I'm watching VIX over there for another reason. Okay. All right, let's take a look at your trades, everybody. See how they are doing. ASML Lilia bought a half a position in ASML. This has been a nice trade so far, Lilia, at 648.80. It's currently 669.12. It's up 1.54% on the day, and it is up 3.04% on the trade. Snow. Steve bought Snow at 227.65. It's 227.65. It's currently 230.01. It is down 1.67% today, but it is up on the trade, which is the most important. Beyond Meat. Gary's had a fantastic trade on Beyond Meat here. With the under 30, over 30, he bought it at 107.52. It's 119.52. It's up another 1.94% today and up 9.96% in 3 days. So congratulations. Tesla. All right, David bought Tesla yesterday with the bullish engulfing bar, close under, close over the 200-day moving average. Bought it at 606. It's currently 601.50. It is down 0.81% today, but it is holding the 200-day moving average. Looks like MACD trying to cross over positive. So it is down on the day, it is down on the trade, but it is holding the 200-day moving average. Shopify. Glad to see that Kamal sold half of his position yesterday on that strength. Kamal bought Shopify at 1078. It's currently 1237.06. It's down 1.93% today, but really glad to see that Kamal took half profits on that strength. And with the remaining half that Kamal has on this trade, still up 13.10%. Sony. Nice little, great little trade for Steve. Steve bought Sony with the close back above the 200-day moving average. He bought it at 95.19. It's currently 98.70, up 1.98% and up 3.65% on the trade. So way to go, Steve. Let's see. Let's get back over. Oh, our board's getting bigger. Adobe. Steve bought Adobe yesterday with the 1050 EMA crossover at 498.29. It's currently 504.72, up 1.39% in 1 day on Steve with the 1050 EMA crossover. Nice trade there, Steve. DT, Tracy and Paxton. What a great trade. Intraday rejection of the 200. They bypassed the first day. They bought this on the second day when it retested the 200 at 44.50. It's 51.43. It's up 1.46% again today, and it is up 13.32%. My gosh, you guys are good. Okay, PCAR. David bought PCAR at 94.51. Looks like he got a dividend, so that's good. 94.51. It's currently 90.72. This is a weekly trade. Currently, it is below halfway the washout bar, but it looks like David's waiting till the end of the week to make his end of bar decision, which is the correct way to do it. AB&B. Kamal bought AB&B at 134.90. It's currently 134.53. So this is down on the day and slightly down on the trade. Uber is up. Tracy and Paxton bought it at 47.40 with a close above the 200-day moving average. Gary bought a half position at 48.20. It's 50.73. It's up 1.4% on the day, and it is up 6.7 and about 4.15% respectively for Gary and Tracy and Paxton. So nice trade there. NVIDIA also up today. Steve bought this with a 520 EMA crossover along with Tracy. Paxton, Lilia, David, Jonathan bought at 677 cents. It's 624.54. It's up 0.03% today. It is up a little on the day, but it is up 3.82% on the trade. So congratulations there. ELY, this is Frank. Frank bought all the way back here, everyone, at 27.75. It's 35.32. He did take half a position here after the big bar and then the move back down. But this trade right here is up 21.52%. Way to go. BA. Kamal bought BA. Just nailed the bottom at 221.10. It's 240.21. It's up 1.17%. And this started off with a day trade that really paid some dividends there. Kamal is up 8.02% on that trade. Pins is Steve Burns with the under 30, over 30. Steve bought this at 58.01. It's currently 63.20, up 0.45% today. And it is up over 8% on the trade. Wow, nice going. Lastly is Fastly. See what I did there? Lilia bought at 43.70. It's currently 45.35. It is down a little bit on the day, but Lilia is up nicely, almost 4% on this trade. So way to go. Great trades, everyone. Really, that all looks fantastic. All right. Miko says, good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Hello, good to see you. Kamal says, Steve, I just looked at SCCO. That exit a few days ago was perfect. Is that surprising? Ava, nice to see you, Ava. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Ava says, greetings, Greg, and all. Greetings back to Ava. Lova says, I knew it was holy, but acting like it was holy made totally hamburgers and complete hamburgers funny. Good point. Good point. Lilia is here. Hi, Lilia. Lilia says, hi, Greg and everyone. Good to see you, Lilia. Steve says, KMX has a 30 RSI handle, reading overbought. Used car shortage in the industry may be weighing on earnings expectations. Yeah, we've traded KMX a bit. Let's put this down here on the potential list. Oh, okay. Oh, all right, Greg, get it together. Please, KMX. All right. That's what I was expecting to see. Yes, it has a 31 handle here, kind of forming a little bit of a range. Is it enough to buy? I don't think so. Yvar says, hello, everyone. Nice to see you, Yvar. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Steve says, since 90% of day traders lose money, even a break-even day makes you in the top 10% on a bad day. Well, that's true. I actually felt pretty good about those trades. I mean, they were break-even trades, but, you know, had I not taken my profits on them, all three of them would have been losing trades. So thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Glenn, what is happening, buddy? Good to see you. Hi, Gregorians. S&P 500 gone nowhere for several weeks, sitting on the sidelines. Cycles have new high in early June, then down with second half of 2001 week. 7-year cycle low due next year. Oh, interesting. I like that kind of cycle stuff. I haven't really gotten into it, but maybe Glenn can be our resident expert on that. So you've heard it here. Cycle have new high in early June, then down with second half of 21 being weak, 7-year cycle low due next year. Steve says QLD has a 520 EMA crossover. You know, I was looking at QLD earlier, and something's crazy going on with my QLD. Did it split, Steve? Look what I have going here on this split. So that kind of ruined the chart for me. Not sure why that happened. I know it's not down that much, but I'm looking at the Qs for the 520, so I'm not going to go off the QLD because of what I just showed you. Jonathan says, evening, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Hope you're doing well. Did I miss a poem from Frank? No. Okay. Oh, there it is. Right under Jonathan, but good to see you, Jonathan. All right. Frank has a poem for us. Let's see if Greg can get through a poem without crying. That would be progress. All right, here we go. Even a needle in a haystack can pinch and find the right stock is never a cinch. Did I read that right? Even a needle in a haystack can pinch, and finding the right stock is never a cinch. Caution and care beats finding yourself in a clinch, because the market respects profits that are made by the inch. Oh, that's really good. Even a needle in a haystack can pinch, and finding the right stock is never a cinch. That's true. Caution and care beats finding yourself in a clinch, because the market respects profits that are made by the inch. Sometimes you do have to make those profits by the inch. That's fantastic. Thank you, Frank. Steve says QQQ has a 520 EMA crossover today. Yes, it does. And I'm kind of glad it's coming down. I want to buy the 520 crossover, but I'd like to buy it on a little weakness. Yavar says BA has a 520 EMA crossover. It does. I don't know off the top of my head if that back tests well, though, Yavar. And me personally, I wouldn't buy the 520 crossover because it's rejected the second ATR channel already and the 50 SMA as well. Yep, I have the Qs, I have Microsoft. I don't know how ISRG or IPGP backtest, but we can take a look at least we can look at the chart. I kind of like that, actually. Kamal, do you, or Steve, do you think you would be able to backtest that ISRG on the 520 crossover? Maybe give me an idea. I do quite like that setup. And let me put this down here. ISRG. All right, so we'll save that one. What was the other one? IPGP, IG, or IPGP. Only 116,000 shares traded on that, so that one I would not be interested in. What do we have? 134. Oh, great. Sorry. And I didn't do what I was supposed to do. All right, here we go, everybody. This is from Steve Burns, who's here in the chat with us right now. Let's talk a little bit about trader psychology or good trading words of wisdom. This is Steve Burns, obviously, but on Facebook at the New Traders, Rich Traders over on Facebook. It's a great forum, great channel on Facebook. So come on over, apply to the channel, come on in. Steve's there, Kamal's there, Tom Basso's there, Mark Minervini's there. I am there. Let's see what Steve has to say today. Reactive technical traders don't expect anything and don't predict. They create good risk to reward ratios on entry, then let it play out. The edge is the win. The edge is that the wins are bigger than the losses based on trade management. It's all it takes, everybody. First things first. If you're going to be a technical trader, quit predicting. Quit. I know your mind wants to do it. Mine does it all the time. Tries to figure out and predict what the market's going to do. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but it takes a lot of energy. You burn a lot of calories. Make your life easier, everybody. Just look at the charts and go with the charts. React to what the technicals are telling you. Proponents of technical analysis will tell you that everything is priced into the chart. All the fundamentals are priced into the chart. So you don't need to go reading through balance sheets and all this kind of stuff. The real smart people have figured this out, and that they have moved the prices there. So I kind of like that, right? You're just kind of piggybacking on what super smart people are doing. So reactive technical traders don't expect anything or predict. I'm telling you, if you don't expect something and you don't predict it, you will do much better in this game. They create good risk to reward ratios, which I talk about ad nauseum. Then just let the thing play out. The edge, and you always hear you have to have an edge in trading. The edge is that the wins are bigger than the losses based on trade management. That's it, everybody. That's it. Find your entries at support, create a good risk to reward ratio, position size correctly based on volatility, pull that slot machine handle, and let things play out. If you're wrong, get out for a small loss, hopefully. If you're right, let that thing run, right? There's certain levels where you want to take some profits, or certain overhead resistance levels where you may want to exit, based on price action. But that's it. All the ads out there, the guys with the Lamborghinis and all the girls and the da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's such a joke. It's such a joke, everybody. Just create good risk to reward ratios based upon valid support. And that's how you stay in this game, and that's how you make money. Appreciate that, Steve. It's good advice. Always helpful for me to read this, and I hope it's helpful for you as well. Okay. Before we start looking at new stuff, let me look at old stuff. So silver doing great today, up 1.69%. APPN down today, but still holding the 30 RSI. DoorDash on the weekly trade is a little underwater, but still no changes have to be made to that. MSTR up, it's come back down now, 0.02, but up on the trade. I don't see any changes here. My end of day stops to 200. PKI, which is the weekly, down on the week, but still up on the trade, which is most important. My Roku trade, the half position on Roku, glad I hit that profit target up there at the top. 520 crossover is still in place. Down on the day, a little bit down on the trade, but I don't see any reason to sell this. Of course, SPY had the nice overnight SPY trade, buying that again at the close, holding it overnight, looking for an overnight gap. TER bought with the 520 crossover. Oh, got the dividend. So we got a 10 cent dividend as well. Hit the profit target up there at 129.90. This one is up on the day. This is up on the trade. UNG up 0.67%, just about break even on the trade. Twitter doing really nice, up about 8% and green on the day, so I don't see any change here. It has moved 1.5 ATRs from entry, so I'm looking for a price below the previous day's low. My Apple down a little bit on the day, but still nicely up on the trade. End of day stop is the 200-day moving average. All right, Beyond Meat making a high on the day. Way to go, Gary. Holy hamburgers, everybody. Holy hamburgers. What do you think about Holy Coyote, lover? You like that? Or you like Holy Hamburgers better? Oh, Steve says ISRG 520 EMA backtest 830% return, buy and hold 13,000. Well, that works. Steve also says the TQQQs, that's the 3 times leverage Qs, ETF has a 520 EMA crossover today. Pick your leverage. Pick your poison. Pick your poison or pick your leverage. You can go with TQQQ 3 times. You can go with QLD 2 times. You can go with single Qs 1 time. So pick your poison. And as Steve says, pick your leverage. But remember, that leverage cuts both ways, everybody. It cuts both ways like a knife to your heart. All right. Holy Coyote sounds okay. Yeah, it's just kind of okay, right? You like Holy Hamburgers better? By the way, I stole Holy Hamburgers from South Park. I didn't make that up. That's from Butters. In case any of you South Parkers out there. I always like Butters. All right. Let's take a look, see what's happening. Well, let's look at Bitcoin since we're looking at Bitcoin. Holding the 200-day moving average. I still don't think it's a good risk to reward here based upon the CME Bitcoin. If you're trading those futures or if you're trading other futures, the charts are going to look different. For me to go in and buy Bitcoin on this particular chart, I'd like to see a retest of the 200-day moving average with a good risk to reward ratio. Etsy. I had Etsy on the list. I was looking for a higher low close back above the 200. You can see this low is higher than this low. So a close above the 200-day moving average here would make sense, but it got there, it pegged it, it got rejected, is up, but I don't see anything there today. Microsoft has a 520 crossover. Do I want to buy the 520 crossover? Well, you know, the Qs also have a crossover. I think I'll buy the Qs instead of Microsoft. Just because it's an index, and let's look over at the Qs. Yeah, about the same. MACD's positive, Microsoft positive. I have puts that I've sold on Microsoft when it was down in this area here, so I'm not going to take on the extra correlation. But 520 crossover on Microsoft, I believe, does backtest positively, but I'm going to go with the Qs instead. SPCE. Tried to short SPCE today when it got and pegged that 200-day moving average, but there were no shares available for me to short. Doesn't mean it has to go down, but I was shorting right when it got there. It would have been a profitable trade so far if it had let me, but there were no shares, so I'll just take this one off the board. Qs, of course, we talked about the Qs with the 520 crossover. This is a good back-tested approach to trading the Qs. So right now, probably my favorite on the day is the 520 crossover on the Qs. It's not above the second ATR channel, still in the value zone. So that's probably my most likely one right now. ASO. Okay, so this one kind of dumped. This is the one that Lava was telling us about. I would have considered buying that if this V2 had triggered, but it looks like we'll take that one off. Ulta, Salon has a false breakout to the downside and a V2. It had a gap, but it filled most of it. Earnings are in a couple days. I think I'm going to let that one go. Team. I don't know how this backtests. This is fairly decent with this 520 crossover. MACD is positive. If we look over on the weekly, looks pretty good. But I tried to backtest this. I could not. I don't know if anybody could check out team on the backtest. As Steve discussed, KMX. I'd like to see a thorough washout of that 30 RSI and close back above. So I'm gonna let KMX go. ISRG, 520 crossover that does back test well. We triggered a fractal over here. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, as Leva said, is holding the 5 EMA. How many shares traded? 947,000. That's decent. So I'm going to bring this over here. FUTU. Nice big move up today. Rejection of the 50 though. DG, Dollar General. Did this test the 30 RSI? Yeah, did actually. Earnings are coming up. I think I'm just going to let that one go as well. Again, I have a lot of positions, so you really have to be careful and decide carefully what you're going to buy, if anything, when you have as many positions as I do. Mid, GRWG, almost my initials. Strong day today, but I don't see anything. Wing, close over the 200-day moving average. A pullback and retest of the 200 with a better risk to reward would be interesting, but only 236,000 shares traded. PLTR, not quite a 520 crossover. SOHU, higher low V2, only 63,000 shares. This is a fairly decent setup, but only 63,000 shares. And TREX, I don't see anything there. So right now, the Qs with the 520 crossover, that's a very valid back-tested approach. On the weekly, we're still in the value zone, so that looks okay there. Just going to go ahead and get rid of Microsoft. And IBKR with a, ISRG, sorry. ISRG, 520 crossover, we're over 50 RSI. On the weekly, holding the 5 EMA. So right now, my choices are between QQQ with the 520 crossover and ISRG. And I kind of have to look at it this way, everyone. All right. So I have Apple, I have Twitter, I have APPN. So I already do have some tech stocks, right? So with that being said, I'm leaning more towards ISRG because it is outside of tech. I mean, it's medical, it's techie medical, but does that make sense why I'm kind of leaning towards this instead of the Qs? Because I have Apple, I have Twitter, these are tech related. So if I just add another Q to it, I'm just adding more correlation to Twitter and Apple. So I like ISRG today. That's my pick. $0.92 spread on that. I forgot about that. Be careful. There's a 92 cent spread. So probably what I'm going to do is try to middle that right now and see if I can get that filled. Well, there you go. All right, so I was able to get that middled, and so I'm pretty much done, thankfully. Tracy says, how close should trading platforms be on ATRs, yours versus ours? I don't have us in the trailing stop on Twitter like you. Okay. Well, okay, so the 1.5 ATR trailing stop level is $3.92. You can see this up here. We have moved $4.37 from entry. So we have got to trailing stop. So are you saying, what is your 1.5 ATR trailing stop value? Mine right now is 392. Maybe you could check on that. Are you looking at the 1.5 or are you looking at the 2? Kamal says BA has a 520 crossover. Does that backtest, Kamal? I can't remember. Gary said Twitter from entry approximately has moved more than 1.5 ATRs, which would possibly be 390. Yeah. Yeah, mine's 392. So it has moved more from that, Tracy, so it is in trailing stop level. So the Dow is now down 119. Wow. SPY's making a low on the day. Qs have gone negative. So if you're waiting to buy the 520 crossover, you may be getting a little bit better price on that. Roku's not doing hot tamale right now. Lova says, Tracy, see if your ATR is based on SMA and not EMA. That's right. On my ATRs, oh, that could be it, Lova. And that could be it, Tracy. I don't think Tracy's average true range allows you to be on the SMA. If I remember right, when we were setting up your charts, I'm not 100% sure. Nick is here. Good to see you, Nick. Nick says, Ford, 1450 calls June 18th. A buy again here, in my opinion. Lows for the day again after taking gains on this already, jumping back in. All right, let's take a look at Ford. It's a little high for me. I want to buy below the value zone or in the value zone. This is where me personally, Nick, I would be looking to sell up at these levels. We lost the 70 RSI, we lost the third ATR channel. I personally, if I was looking to buy calls on Ford, I'd want to see the price move back into the value zone, stabilize. The volatility would be less, therefore your calls would cost less as well. There's a lot of volatility here, so that's going to be factored into the price, and you're going to pay a pretty high price for those where they're at right here. And plus, where the technicals are, this is overbought level. So I would wait, maybe come down here, 1190. Yeah, call it $12. Alrighty. So I already bought IRSG. I will be buying SPY, and that's about it. So we have about 4 minutes to go. Keep in mind, if you're looking at Intuitive Surgical, there is quite a large bid-ask spread. You know, if you're going to look to buy it, it's a 66-cent spread right now. You know, maybe if you can middle it, you can reduce that spread instead of just hitting the buy button. Right now it's at 75, so that's, you know, fairly significant. $846.62. Qs have gone positive again. Is that everybody buying the Qs at the end of the day? Is that what's happening? Why is my ISRG not the same price as at my broker? I have it at 846.30. It's here. It says 843.80. What's going on? Okay, so Steve's made some moves. He's exited Dash for a 2.24% loss. He's exited Snow for a 0.99% gain. He's entered Qs in his IRA at 332.78. And he has entered TQQQ. He picked the 3 times leverage at 101.60. Good for you, Steve. Hope that works out, bud. Looks like we have about 40 seconds left. About 10 seconds left on my end here. And there's my SPY trade. All right, so I bought overnight SPY at 418.24. I bought ISRG at 843.75. And actually ISRG is at 846.01. I don't know why this is not updating, but it doesn't matter. It will matter tomorrow though. So I bought it 843.75. With the 520 crossover. And then SPY. Overnight SPY trade. I got a little discount on that one. And got that at 418.24. All right, that's it. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, please let me know. Put them in the live stream. I will get them all taken care of. Before I do that, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I believe I teach a really good and thorough course. I love to teach. I've had really good results with my students, and I think the best way to learn anything, everyone, is just one-on-one. So the course I teach is 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours, just you and I on Skype. And I will do my very best and work extremely hard to teach you the 5 approaches that I use. I take you through it step by step so you know how to do everything, whether you're a beginner or whether you're an experienced trader. But like I said before, I have turned out some really great traders. All these methodologies are very fundamentally sound. And when you're done with this course, I know you will be a better trader. So, if you want to up your game, if you want to be able to look at the market the way that I do and trade the way that I do, let me know. Right? All you have to do is send me an email. The email's in the description of this video. Just send me a message and say, hey, Greg, possibly interested in taking your course. I'll reply and say, great, let's set up a Skype call. The reason for the Skype call, I want to learn more about you and your trading, your goals, why you're taking the course, what you're expecting to get out of the course, and then it's a good time for you to ask me any specific questions that you have about the course. All right. And when we're done with the call, you can think about it as long as you want. If you decide, hey, I want to do that with Greg, just email me back and we'll get it set up. Number 2, I do have an online course available, a new online course available called the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy is available on udemy.com. It's a wonderful course, 9.5 hours, 26 videos, 15 study guides. I teach you step by step how to trade the deep dip buy approach. And in the current market that we're in right now, the deep dip buy approach is very relevant. I've got so many great reviews, so much good feedback on that course. From udemy.com. And the best part, that course is only like $12 or $15 on Udemy, depending on the day. So, if you have some extra time and if you have $12 or $15, click the link in the description, take the course. And I think one of the best reasons to take that course is if you have any questions from the course, you know where to reach me during the last hour of the market here. Just ask me. I will explain, show you on the charts. So I think that's kind of a bonus. In this particular circumstance to take the course because you have me to answer any questions. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I really would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content. So if you could do that before you get out of here, that is all I would ask. And thank you. All right, so Steve exited Dash. All right, so Steve was the green line. So let's get Steve. We'll exit Steve there. I'm keeping this on the weekly. Steve also entered the Qs with the 520 crossover, and he entered that at 332.78. Nice entry. And the TQQQ, which is triple leverage. So this is going to move 3 times to the upside or the downside compared to what the regular Qs are doing. So if this goes up, Steve could have some nice outside gains. 101.60 is already in the money. Way to go, Steve. Gary is also in the Qs, TQs, excuse me. All right, let's put Gary there. So, oh, and snow. Snow. We're entering snow, or exiting snow, excuse me. Okay, Frank sold Roku, bought half position in TQs. Okay. Exited Roku. Good. You're able to save 45 cents on the spread. Excellent. Yeah, when you have that big a spread, and usually if you middle it, you can usually get it. Okay. Oh, there's a correction. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm not putting the price, but just otherwise we're going to have too many lines. All right. So the new entry for me today was IRSG with the 520 crossover. All right. Looky over here, everybody. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is from Martin Kornfeld. I read it every day, but why not, right? I mean, I think we all need a reminder. Let's just try to do one nice thing for another human being today. Let's try to do one nice thing for another animal today. Maybe one day when you need it, an animal or a human will be there to give you a kindness as well, right? And what's wrong with the kindness? So always like to leave off with that. All right, did I get everything? So there's Gary talking about Tracy. Does that make sense, Tracy? I mean, if we're looking at Twitter, I look up here, what's the value of the 1.5 ATR? It's 392. Where's my entry? 52.58. So I measure from here to here. It was 392. It's gone as high as 439. So it is definitely moved 1.5 ATRs from entry. So I go into trailing stop mode. If I get a close below the previous day's low, I will get out of half of my position. That makes sense? And I don't know if you're still there, but if you are, could you tell me what your 1.5 ATR value is? Mine's 392 right now. Maybe we could calibrate them in a little bit. Well, let's see what's happening after hours. Apple, up 2 cents. AGQ, even. Dash is even. ISRG is up 9 cents. MSTR is even. PKI is even. Roku down 68 cents. SPY up 9 cents. Twitter up 4. What's VIXI doing? Oh, down 21 cents. Whoa. All right, if anybody has any other questions, please let me know. I am heading off and doing some acupuncture today. I had one session already, which I think was helpful. Definitely helped my shoulder for sure. So I'm going to go back and get stuck with needles today. right. Well, listen, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I would appreciate it if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, if you enjoyed today's program, but only if you enjoyed it and found something useful from it. But just as a little reminder. And again, today's Tuesday, so tomorrow, if you have trash day on Wednesday, make sure you put it out tonight. You know that feeling when you hear the truck driving away and you forgot to put down your trash can, and you almost, like in a movie, are chasing, going, wait, and of course you know they're never going to turn around, right? I think that's in their rule book, or that's a garbage person's code. Sorry, if your garbage isn't there, it's not there. Tough. Lova says, thank you, Greg. You are welcome, my friend. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And I guess that's it. So thanks a lot for coming. Vinny, good to see you. Vinny says, good night, everyone. Enjoyable as usual. Thank you, Vinny. I appreciate that. Hope you have a good evening in the UK. And hope Jonathan has a good evening over there in Ireland as well. And everybody. Just appreciate you coming. Dan says, thanks for teaching us, Greg. You are welcome, Dan. You are certainly welcome. Where the indexes up? Yeah, all down. Not much. Not much. Okay. We'll call it a day for today. And hopefully we'll all see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. I have to run the U.S. legal disclaimer on the way out. We'll see y'all later. Thanks. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.